Maiden Speech, Syracuse.
Yeah. Thank you, Madam Deputy Speaker. It's an honour to be making my maiden speech today in a debate that recognises the contribution of sport to national life and to follow two such inspiring maiden speeches. For most people, when they hear the words West Bromwich, the next word they think of is Albion. Unfortunately, that didn't prove true for the Boundary Commission, who put the Hawthorns in the next door constituency. But that doesn't change the special place that West Bromwich Albion holds in the hearts of my constituents, our historic club that puts us on the map, one of the 12 founding members of the Football League, until last Tuesday night, top of the championship table. Let's not talk about what's happened since. Madam Deputy Speaker, if you looked up into the West Bromwich sky in 1878, when the team was first formed at George Salter's Spring Works, what you would have seen all around you was the clouds of black smoke coming from the forges, foundries and ironworks that powered the Industrial Revolution. If you dug down into our earth, you would have found a black coal seam that fed our factories. That is how the Black Country got its name. We really were the engine room of Britain. And of course, in manufacturing towns like mine, some of the most important people are the tool makers. During the election, I must have met dozens of sons and daughters of tool makers all over West Bromwich, and yet, strangely, none of them mentioned it. But yes, in West Bromwich, we're rightly proud of our industrial history, and that legacy lives on today in the vibrant manufacturing businesses in the area. From the fourth-generation family steel press company, William King, that supplies one of our Midlands greats, Jaguar Land Rover, to Robinson Brothers, a chemical company that manufactures the tasty aroma you can smell when you open a jar of coffee, as well as the less tasty but safety-critical smell when you turn on your gas hob. After the war, Britain needed workers from across the empire to staff our factories, foundries, and our newly formed NHS. People from all over the world, India, Pakistan, the Caribbean, and more, answered that call. They made their homes in West Bromwich, Oldbury, Tiverdale, Rowley, and Great Barr. They put down roots, often against the odds. I recently went to the Sri Krishna Mandir for the 50th anniversary celebration. They told stories and showed films of all the people who struggled and fundraised and worked so hard to get the temple built and secure a base for the community. And when I think about the landscape of my constituency, as well as the industrial skyline, the Rowley Hills and beautiful Red House Park, I think of the domes, minarets and spires of our places of worship. The Langar Hall of Guru Har Rai Sahib Gurdwara, which offers free meals to all. The Sikh helpline based upstairs assists anyone who dials their number. The majestic Balaji Temple, Grand All Saints Church, Oakham, perched on top of the hill, the Dartmouth Street mosques. They're an essential part of what makes my area what it is today, an exciting, creative and welcoming place. One of my old bosses, Sadiq Khan, used to say, our diverse communities don't want to be tolerated, they want to be celebrated. And in my borough of Sandwell, that is how we do it. We don't just tolerate each other's differences, we celebrate our cultural diversity. I was proud to show Sadiq around West Brom during the election campaign, and I think he was asked for more selfies there than he was in London. The thing I didn't get to show him, but that I do love showing visitors, is our wonderful food scene, particularly our famous Desi pubs like the Vine, the Rowley Bar and Grill, and the Red Lion. Not only is the food so good at the Red Lion that it's impossible to get a table on Saturday nights, it also has beautiful stained glass windows that tell the story of Punjabi immigration to the area. What I love about Black Country people is the warmth, straightforwardness and willingness to get stuck in. Whether that's the attendees at the regular cheese and wine afternoons at the Yew Tree Community Centre, or the hundreds of people at my beloved Sandwell Valley Park run every Saturday. I've noticed that the modern version of the tradition of each member claiming to have the best constituency is now to claim the best and most beautiful park run. But I really do think that my own surely wins that prize, although the Killer Hills do not wake it one for a PB. I'd like to take this opportunity to pay tribute to another park runner, my predecessor, Nicola Richards. Nicola worked really hard for the area and she was well respected for it, from her steadfast support for Albion fans and championing of an English football regulator to arranging careers fairs for young people. Our political culture can be very adversarial, but Nicola and her team have been very generous with their time and advice since the election, which I really appreciate, and they've even given us some of their office furniture. I'd like also to take this moment to mention Nicola's predecessor, a big figure in this house over many years, Tom Watson. Tom taught me many things. that people will think it's weird if you put butter in your coffee, that party civil wars are good for drastic weight loss, and that you probably shouldn't call other members of this House miserable pipsqueaks. He also taught me that the House of Commons can be an incredibly powerful agent for change, and that sometimes you just have to be brave. Tom was a fierce champion for West Brom, and he was never scared to stand up for those who needed him. And if he hadn't encouraged me with his sincere belief that being a young woman was a good and great advantage in being a parliamentary candidate, then I doubt I'd be standing here today. Madam Deputy Speaker, I know what an honour and a responsibility it is to be sent here to represent my constituents. I come here to bang the drum for West Bromwich, Albury, Great Barr, Tividale and Rowley, and to demand the change my area needs. I will be a champion for our great Midlands manufacturing businesses, which have so much to contribute to Labour's national growth mission. That includes being on the cutting edge of green innovation, whether that's getting solar panels installed on our acres of factory roofs or setting up training hubs for good green jobs. I worked at an environmental charity immediately before getting elected, and I think the task of shoring up Britain's energy security and driving down emissions is an urgent one that is full of opportunity. Sandwell is a great place to live and work, but we face real challenges. Deprivation and poverty are too high, with families working hard but not being able to make ends meet. GP appointments feel impossible to get, buses are unreliable, and our young people are not getting the chances they deserve. Almost half of children in Sandwell are leaving school without the qualifications to get an apprenticeship or go to college or university. And of all the boroughs in the UK, ours is the one with the highest proportion of people with no qualifications at all. It's a core aim of this new government to break down barriers to opportunity, and for us, that mission is not just timely, but urgent. So, Madam Deputy Speaker, let me end on one of my earliest memories, which is of standing with my mum outside Safeway, handing out Labour stickers on the day of the 1997 general election. Thanks to my parents, even at the tender age of 6, I think I was aware that it was a moment of great national excitement and optimism about the future. Today, our country faces huge challenges, but I am certain that just as the last Labour government changed Britain, this new one will bring growth and opportunity right across our nation. And it will be my job to be the voice and champion of the people of West Bromwich constituency as we deliver that mission. And I hope I can do them proud.